BBC Radio Berkshire.
Berkshire News.
Berkshire Stories.
And travel you trust every 15 minutes.
With Phil Kennedy.
7 minutes past 6, government advisers are warning that climate change could have a domino effect on key infrastructure in the UK. The Committee on Climate Change says flooding will destroy bridges and wreck electricity, gas and IT connections. It also claims heat-related deaths amongst the elderly will treble in 40 years as summer temperatures rise. Paul Williams is climate scientist at the University of Reading. Evening to you there, Paul.
Good evening, Phil.
I know you've looked at the impact on aviation. It looks like we're in for a bumpy ride as well.
Yes, that's right. We've got very clear evidence now from satellite observations going back to the 1970s that the climate is changing not just at ground level where we live, but also at 35,000 feet. The winds and the temperatures are changing, and one of the findings that my research group has come up with and published recently is that this could cause more turbulence, stronger turbulence, maybe twice as much turbulence towards the end of this century, and also modified flight routes and journey times as well, because the jet stream is getting stronger, which will allow eastbound transatlantic flights to cross the Atlantic in record-breakingly fast times, but also slow down those westbound flights, so longer journey times going across to North America.
Yes, I mean, you mentioned the jet stream there, and that's been pretty prominent this particular summer, but that's why we haven't had a particularly hot summer, because we've just had sort of sunshine, rain. Everything coming off the Atlantic was being whizzed across by the jet stream. So when we talk about heat-related deaths, is that not really the case? Because the jet stream will certainly give us changeable weather.
Yes, the jet stream is not only steering planes at 35,000 feet, it's also, of course, steering weather systems and storms across the Atlantic. So, I mean, this is a groundbreaking new report, 2,000 pages published today, written by a team of 80 authors. There's no new science in this report, but what it does is it applies our existing stock of scientific knowledge to produce a kind of a risk assessment for the UK. So it identifies 60 different risks and opportunities from climate change, and one of those is, as you've said, more stronger and more prolonged heat waves. There's a prediction here that fatalities from heat waves or from heat stress could triple to 7,000 a year by the 2050s. And of course, it's already the case that heat waves are fatal. You'll remember, and your listeners will remember, the 2003 European heat wave, which caused tens of thousands of fatalities across Europe.
Yes, because obviously this report also focuses on infrastructure. We're going to talk about things like bridges and stuff like that, but I imagine the way we build our houses, we build them for winter, don't we, to be energy efficient, and actually that's to our detriment in the summer, especially when it's hot.
Yes, the main conclusion, if I can summarise the entire 2,000-page report in one phrase, would be that the UK is not prepared enough for some of these consequences. It is possible to change building regulations to design homes to cool more efficiently in the summer, and that's a change that perhaps this report is arguing we need to see in the building legislation.
Paul, thank you very much indeed. Paul Williams there. Now, what about Colin McKinnon then? He's CEO of Reading's Institute for Environmental Analytics, and they help plan scenarios such as weather events and climate change. Evening to you there, Colin.
Hello,
you obviously heard Paul Williams there. Tell me about what a government can do. Theresa May, I imagine, at some stage, or fellow prime ministers after that, will have to look at what is being planned and how to deal with it. At the moment, we still get caught out by major flood events, don't we?